What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Drawing with Jack. This is your host and co-writer, producer for Cox in Space. And we're here with, sorry, Skip Marazi, that's my name. I should definitely mention that sometime. So this is here, we're here with Jack Haynes, we're getting together again this week. Last week, or last time we got together, we got to see Rolf the cat getting drawn at the piano, the beginnings. It was a fantastic place to end the video. And
Oh
one
yeah.
of the things I love about this panel is that there just keeps being more and more details that you bring out, which is, Jack, the thing that I love about your work and why I'm so glad that you're the one who's getting to do it. For no other reason that we will have these pages drawn by you with the amount of detail that you like to put into things. Um, so
Thank
yeah,
you. Thank you.
just know it's fully appreciated. Sometimes I'm like chatting on the show and I get to watch what you're drawing, but I always see it again in the edit because I sit through the live edit of it to make sure that the audio comes out, to make sure that we didn't slip up in some way, just stuff like that, just double checking. Sometimes we have rowdy guests who need to be edited out as well, so that sort of thing. But I get to actually, when I'm doing that, look at like how you're drawing and what you're drawing. And I'm not in any way comparing myself to you, but watching your technique while you draw is good for like the way that like I learn how to draw, right? Like I'm doing stuff in Photoshop that is like just weak stuff, but I see how you're using the space and like what you're doing with it, because we've been sitting together for 6 months now. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's exactly 6 months, but at the end of August, I think we've been because we started in March, something like that.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, like it's just like I just encourage people if you want to learn how to draw, just sit and watch these podcasts, even if you don't want to listen to us talk. Like just watching Jack draw is definitely beneficial to becoming better. And if you are, like a younger person, or like you're beginning to do it, and want to do it, I've never really like put the time in to learn how to draw. I just enjoy, you know, when I get to do it from time to time. But yeah, I mean that's why I encourage people to do this. And this is one of the reasons I like to record it too, beyond the other fact that we want to prove that this was created by hand, that all these details were painstakingly placed hour upon hour, and you can watch them if you want to in fast laps.
Yeah. I got sucked into watching a fast laps the other
Did
day.
you? The music's
Yeah,
pretty
I
tight,
was,
right?
yeah, I was like, I can't believe that I am in some things like this now because
You were there.
I
You
don't,
drew it, right?
I know, like I drew it. Like, yeah, I'm like watching it. I'm like, hey, I did that. Like, like every once in a while there'll be like a really cool, something. It's just I hate tooting my own horn. You know me, Skip. I don't really like
No,
doing
no,
it,
like
but
that's why I have to feel like I have to call you out. That's why I felt like I had to call you out because you wouldn't be like, "Oh yeah, I'm so great." Because people who say that about themselves like aren't really. So you just have to take that with a grain of salt
yeah,
from the perspective. But no, yeah, like hands down. I have gotten caught up in watching those things, and I was there. I put the video together, and then I'm just happened to be scrolling by. I'm like, well, yeah, I'll just hang out. It's only a minute, it's only a minute and a half or whatever. And you
yeah.
get to listen to Chandler. All the music in the background of those videos is our musician or the guy. No, we don't own him, but he's associated with the project, Flamingo.
He's
So
ours. You can't
yeah,
have him.
we have one coming out at the end of this month that is his new like song drop. You guys can check it out right now if you want to. It's on SoundCloud slash Flamingo Music, and it's called Only You. And the same thing. Like sometimes I'm just like passing by, like I'm like, oh, that track, and then I start listening to it just as like to hear it, and then I end up listening to the whole thing too. So watch
Yeah,
out. That Fast Laughs is coming. I think it's the beginning of September. Um, you might get trapped a couple times because because the music is really
nice.
fun to listen to.
And dude, like the things like draw me in. And I'm like, "Yeah, I remember doing all of this, but it's happening so fast. I'm just like, I'm intrigued by my own
It gives
process
you,
here.
yeah, it gives you a really cool perspective. Um, and I didn't really think that sort of like I just wanted it as like to track progress, but then yeah, seeing those in like that, especially when they go from the sketch to the colored, like the full
Yeah,
color pages, like it's so amazing just to see that in just a short period of time.
it's true.
Because you just like see like all the like time spent on it, and the layers that just like get built up. Um, so anyway.
Yeah, no, it's definitely gives you a perspective on how things come together, and I think that a lot of people don't understand like art is kind of a living process where you kind of have an idea about what it's going to be, but as you go on, it sort of takes on a life of its own, and you get inspired, you have ideas, and it is it's exciting. So I'm glad that the fast laps can give you kind of a little bit of perspective on that, where you can kind of see where things really like come together. They start to really like you know shape up, as it were, and you see the vision
It's
come
interesting,
to
yeah,
life.
because you are looking at all the small details. Like right now, you're looking at the hem of her dress, and you're adding the shadow and
Yeah,
shading on her dress, and that's the only focus that you're putting on it. Not necessarily, you know where
exactly.
it is on the body, but you're not looking at her standing in a room that she's doing a performance in. Okay, that's cool. So
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah, so you get to like zoom way out from what you're working on.
Well, I get to think about one thing. Like right now,
What's
obviously, I'm
up,
thinking
buddy?
about.
Hey,
Aaron Cosbeal on Drawing with Jack.
What's up, Aaron?
hey, what's the buzz?
We are here gathered today on Drawing with Jack and talking about what a fun project it is that once the ball started rolling, it just started picking up steam, and then it has taken on a life of its own. And Jack was saying that like in like his own artwork, because it's just like the collaboration of energies. I think that's what you're saying. It's like you just see like the bigger project that's happening.
Well, you can definitely see that in the fast lapses.
Yeah.
You can
Oh, right.
see.
Okay. Um, so maybe not so general, but specifically in the those videos. Um,
Jack, your art is fantastic, and it's really brought this
Thank
project to
you.
life in ways that I
fair.
I couldn't see until you drew it.
That's yeah. So yeah,
Well, I
exactly. You're saying
appreciate that.
like you put more and more ideas into each little thing. Um, yeah, because we have just the necessity of getting the story told, but there's so many little details that are really now like what Cockpit Space looks like. A blue spacesuit, guys.
Yeah.
We have a blue spacesuit.
I
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And like the
mean, that
pink
was that
insignia.
was really cause. That was really. I mean,
When
I guess we
when
kind of
people,
had a blue spacesuit.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
cause.
it's that the silver is like it's really hard to read. Like
Yeah.
once you mentioned exactly, I was like, oh yeah, right. It needs to have a color because there's so many things that could be that color. So it just like bleeds and blends instead of being our hero standing out. So yeah, love it. It's just it's like a classic steel look, like blue steel
Yeah.
instead of like a more like space age. So it's even like more retro. But yeah, that's fun. But yeah, Aaron, we were gathered here today specifically to talk about Marvel. I had invited Francisco on, and he said he would be here, and so I just messaged him again to see if he wanted to hang out. But you guys also know a fair yeah, you know the words, words, right? You guys know a fair amount of words.
I've heard
Anyway,
about the words, but
sometimes they appear in like picture books that you can pick up like
yeah,
at libraries, and I found a lot of mine like at bookstores like in the back where they had just like loads and loads of like dusty old comics that no one wanted. So I read like a lot of Archie because you could get like a stack of like Archie comic books and like Richie Rich for like 50 cents for like a bunch of them cheap.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, so just gave you a lot of content. So there were other titles that, that were more expensive, but I did not chase those. That pretty much goes for the knowledge that I have of comic books. I have read some Deadpool and yeah, some like more
That's
like when the comic book industry in the 90s and 2000s kind of like opened up to a lot of different people. I read a comic book about a character named Spider Jerusalem. Um, Jack, do you know this comic book? Let me
I do
Google it
not.
real quick. It's got like extreme. It's known for its high amount of detail and extreme angles. Um, Yeah, if you haven't seen it, oh, that's right. No, somebody else who was in the living in the vortex introduced me to it. And it's just incredibly well like drawn and colored. Um, but that's the only other comic book that I really read. I think I had read some of Walking Dead before it became a TV show, which does have a really interesting art style. And oh, what is that? The two like Swedish guys who are like classic, like a red beard, very small, and a big blonde. No, maybe the red guy is very big, and the big blonde Viking who's very small. Aaron, do you know about this?
Um, I mean, when you said blonde Viking, I was like, Thor, but you said he's
No, no,
small, so
they're like it's like Ajax and Pollux or something like that. They're like two like goofball characters that are known like internationally. And they get into like all sorts of hijinks. It's kind of drawn like Hagar the Horrible. To back up a
I
little
love
bit,
Hagar the Horrible.
Jack, the comic book I was mentioning before was Transmetropolitan. Um,
Ah,
Spider
yes, I
Jerusalem is
have.
like a journalist, and he's like covering things in the far future of like just bizarre news stories. So it's always interesting to read, and he has like all these like thoughts. You have read it?
I've read some of Transmetropolitan. Yeah, it was a very like darling kind of comic book back in the late '90s, early '80s.
I think that's when I kind of ran into it. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend that was really into it, and that's kind of around the time that I was starting to kind of get out of comic books, and I was more starting to get into like web comic type comics. Um,
Webcomics.
Okay.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you know,
So when you say webcomics, what do you mean?
well, and I
What did
mean,
you
this
read?
is like the early '80s, so I mean, the really early web comics like Penny
Bob and George?
Arcade and no, uh, S- Salad Fingers. Although Salad Fingers wasn't around yet at the time. This is like the year 2000.
How,
So I
how
think the only
far
thing that I
how far
I was
did
still reading
s- sorry,
How far what?
how long did Salad Fingers go on for? Like I know there's like a couple episodes, right? Like The Spoons, which is like a
It
classic.
was like very narrow. I feel like Salad Fingers was definitely like 2002 to 2004, maybe.
And they had videos that came out that
Um,
whole time. Like how many collectively do you think were produced?
I'm not sure. I'm not like the biggest Salad Fingers
Oh,
fan. Like
okay, gotcha.
Homestar Runner was like another big one.
Hell yes, you're
At
into
that
Homestar
time.
Runner.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, right.
Getting
I didn't know we all
getting
connected on that. No wonder.
There we
Right.
go.
Strong Bad was
yeah.
my man. You know what I mean? Like
Oh
I
yeah.
just liked him. Yeah, I used
Dude,
to have a Strong Bad hoodie.
yeah, Strong Bad emails were
The
like my
emails.
jam, dude.
Oh, the
Oh man.
emails. I based so many characters off the Strong Bad voice. Like, no lie. Like, if you ask me to pull
Yeah.
up a character like on the spot, I will almost always do a variation of Strong Bad. Um,
Yeah.
I've done a whole run of a show doing a Strong Bad voice with an
Yeah.
English accent because he's so formative to like my idea of what comedy is.
He is very funny. All of the Homestar Runner
Well,
characters are
the
extremely
whole
funny.
universe of
Like,
Homestar Runner is just like, I mean,
Teen Girl Squad?
exactly, right?
yeah,
There's like room
yeah,
for everybody in that weird little universe.
it really
I
is.
still I still think about little brother sometimes. Oh, little brother, can you teach me how to live?
Dude, I love the coach and I love Strong Sad. Those are my. I mean,
Strong
uh,
set. I can see your boy.
yeah,
Doesn't he have like mixtapes he puts out?
yeah,
Like,
and what was the princess's name?
Marzipan.
It's
yeah.
Marzipan.
Well,
Yeah.
Marzipan. Yeah, you just have you can't say it in any other voice. Like you just like,
She had voicemails.
Marzipan. Oh my God.
Marzipan.
Those guys and all their voices. You know what I mean? Because it's two brothers.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it's one of their girlfriends or a friend of theirs. I can't remember what the relationship was. I don't know what it is now, but did the one female. But like between the two of them, they just tackled this whole host of characters. Can you imagine
I
if they
mean,
had tried to pitch that and it like wasn't, they just got shot down instead of just doing it? Like the
I
idea of
mean,
being a web cartoon was so absurd, like that it could exist. Like there's no ads or
yeah,
anything on that page, right? Like they're just doing it and selling merchandise like later on.
it was definitely the promise of the internet being kind of like shown to everybody. I don't know if we
Fair.
kept it, that they kept that promise alive, but yeah, I mean, it really was like, I mean, just some crazy shit that someone thought up and they put it on the internet. People found it and they loved it, and yeah, like I think we all thought that we were going to end up doing something similar to that, have our 15 minutes, um,
Because we
to
grew up on
varying
that. You think
degrees.
that's what you think so with the problem with the promise we were told with the internet?
Well, it's definitely the one that I understood. I thought that if I just kept being weird, people would eventually find me. I didn't realize that my weirdness was like extremely off-putting until it was too late.
Right.
But yeah, like
And
stuff like
this is one of the things. I'm sorry not to cut you off, but I totally understand where you're coming from because that's been the thing. Like that has been the thought process that I have had also. If I just keep being my weird self, then like people will find people will enjoy it. But like it does,
yeah,
right? And then more recently, I've been thinking like it's so glad that we've like found like a bunch of weirdos who hang out together and like make stuff because at least we're off putting people together. Um, yeah,
it's true.
we're harder to deny in a group.
There are dozens of them.
Yeah.
Uh, please continue. I'm sorry for derailing you.
Oh no, I would really like to get back to Marvel, even though I love talking about
Well, good. All right.
Homestar
Well,
Runner.
let me.
Well,
Aaron, do you know Asterix and Obelix?
I don't know who
It's
that
they're
is.
two. It's a French comic about two. They're not Vikings. They're Gauls. Um. Anyway,
Oh,
that's
well, that's definitely French, right?
yeah.
Because
It's
that's who
it's weird.
the
So
French used
like,
to be.
and then I just realized the other comic that I know really well too because I read a lot of because I could get it at the library was the Tintin comics.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
So
saw the
like
movie.
yeah, so I like didn't go see the movie because I was like Spielberg, there's no way that you in 90 minutes or 2 hours or an infinite amount of time could cover the extended universe of Tintin to like get like do it justice. It's like it's a big so Tintin, do you right, you got it from the movie probably. Yeah, he's a like basically a spy, an international spy like James Bond, but he's a kid with a dog. And so
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's just like a bizarro adventure. So those are the things that like I kind of grew up on and then, grew into Homestar Runner. Uh, so like
Nice.
that, I'm just trying to spill out all the comic book knowledge I have at the very beginning. So you know that um, I want to hear more about the deep lore of Marvel, and I don't even know how to approach the conversation. So Jack,
Hmm.
what is your overall like? What are your fan faves?
Well, I was introduced to Marvel through Spider-Man and the X-Men, so
Fun,
those
fun.
definitely remain my faves. And I'm not talking about like the cartoons or anything like that. Like my father had like 1960s Spider-Man and X-Men comic books that I
Like you
read.
got to
Oh,
touch
very
and read
cool.
and stuff, or they sat on a shelf and
No, that I actually got to read. Like they were
no
out,
shit. So you
and
got to see the
yeah,
art. Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's
So
so
My
you
dad
cool.
had
know,
that, but for DC.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So I feel like those are the two that really like resonate with me the most because uh I got to read more of those like original like 60s comics than
Yeah,
other characters. Like I like Daredevil, and speaking of DC, like I like Batman, and I like Green Lantern, but those books I didn't really have like a lot of foundational like comics of those, so I sort of like jumped into those with the '90s versions, and they were not bad, but I don't like have the same connection to them that I do with like Spider-Man, because it's like I read the entire like run of Spider-Man like number one we didn't have Amazing Fantasy 15, but I read, Amazing Spider-Man #1 all the way
Wow.
through like number like six. He had like 1 through 60 something.
Okay,
So
so
like
just
all
real
of
quick,
those have
explain
written.
what that means to a person who doesn't understand what that means.
So like the Spider-Man debuted in comic magazine called Amazing Fantasy, the number 15. That was like
Okay.
Spider-Man's original debut, and then that issue did so well that he got his own comic, and Amazing Spider-Man #1 debuted some months after. Um, and so these are like comic books from like 1967, I believe. I think that's or 1965
So
maybe.
you're okay. Just
Uh,
you're. I think I just got it. The original Spider-Man comics is what you talked about reading, and that's why
yeah,
Aaron
yeah,
was like,
exactly.
"Oh shit, you've read all the original Spider-Man comic books."
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
those
awesome.
original
I
ones.
mean, trying
Yeah,
to put
like
words in your mouth because you don't say those words,
oh
but
no, yeah, no, like that's yeah, like my father had, I mean, still has them. Like like they're back home. Like I guess they belong to me now, but
nice
um, like yeah, like
legacy.
1960 Spider-Man comics, like the original stories that set the foundation for his character. And I definitely connected very deeply with that character a lot. I mean, especially because he was like a smart kid who had something like crazy happen to him, but also because he was kind of a lovable loser. Spider-Man. Even though he was like one of the best, strongest superheroes. Like he couldn't get his schedule together. Like he couldn't like get his date with Gwen Stacy or Mary Jane uh, right, because he had to like do something else. So he couldn't get his homework in because he had to save somebody. Like he was just like always kind of even when he was like doing everything right, he was still like kind of coming up short and being misunderstood, misinterpreted, and kind of vilified in certain ways. Or just like he just couldn't quite ever win all the way. And I think that was very relatable. I mean, I still relate to that. So,
The Spider-Man stuff,
um,
like yeah, that's what for me too. DC Superman just is like from movies, but yeah, like like Spider-Man definitely comes as a close second,
yeah,
because you just like how can you not love that guy?
it's a lovable loser, and
Well,
I think that
Spider-Man is a menace. So,
Okay, now we see pull
J.
off the
Jonah
mask.
Jameson is
Yeah,
in
we
the
see who
chat.
you are.
yeah. And I want pictures of Spider-Man.
So funny. Like, I follow the Spider-Man subreddit, and they posted a thing from one of the Steve Ditko early comics where J. Jonah Jameson basically admits that he's jealous of Spider-Man because
I've always picked up that
he
vibe.
yeah, like he's like, I work my ass off and I think that I'm like, getting it good or whatever. And then like this guy, he's like, he's helping people every day. He's like, swinging around. He has time to swing around the city and help people and do whatever. And I'm like busting my ass all the time. I don't get to do what I want. He just like goes to like, this whole like psychological reason, like Shakespearean reason why he hates Spider-Man.
Oh man. What if
So
it'd be cool if there's a what if the spider bit Jane Jonah Jameson. Uh
that would be crazy, dude. I would imagine, and then like if everybody hated him and he was Spider-Man, that would be the craziest Spider-Verse character, J. Jonah Jameson as Spider-Man. That would be like, dude, he would
Oh,
get made fun
whoa.
of by all the other Spider-Men, wouldn't he? Wouldn't all the
yeah,
other?
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
he would. Yeah. And then also the
He'd have
idea that
to
he's putting up
write
this
about how
facade.
he's a menace.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He's putting on this whole facade that he's like, he's a menace. He must be stopped. I need a photo of him just to make sure he stays on his toes and like doesn't get caught as
Right?
Spider-Man. Has that not been done as a
Yeah.
storyline? Because that's hilarious.
I don't think so. Like
Oh
Gwen
my God.
Stacy is Spider-Man, and what if like Spider-Man was like evil has been done, I
Yeah,
know.
see, those seem regular. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's some really twisted what if Spider-Man were like, because like there's one that they did where like Spider-Man, he was like in love with Mary Jane, but he
Use his
becomes
main
like
thing.
uh like a spider. He becomes like a man spider, but he's also
Yeah.
kind of like like Spider King, like he can like control spiders and stuff like that.
Oh my
And it's
god, that's a
and he
fucking
like
creepy.
eats Mary Jane. He like eats Mary Jane. It's
Oh
really fucked up.
my
Yeah,
god.
Oh, there is a Spiders Man, which is like a group of spiders that ate the original Peter Parker,
oh wow.
and
What?
then like wears a suit as Spiders Man.
What? No. What? Like, how many comics does
Sounds
Spider-Man
mystic.
exist? That's
I
a
don't know.
terrifying hero villain.
That is a terrifying hero villain. I
Is it
fully
just,
agree with you there.
was that like a one-off comic or,
I don't know. Like he appears in like Spider Verse,
oh, I
which
got
is
you. So
like
occasionally he shows up and you're like,
Yeah.
yep, there's
he's
Spider-Man, the
like
creepiest Spider-Man that ever
from
could
a
exist.
alternate timeline, and he just is a hero, but is spiders.
Is
Uh,
spiders.
Oh my
Is
God.
spiders.
It doesn't get better.
Is
How do you have these horrifying nuggets that you just drop out of your mouth sometimes, Aaron Cosby? How
yeah.
can you know these horrors and inflict them on others?
I
Spider.
mean, I also like
Spider-Man.
got to read Spider-Man comics and Fantastic Four comics and X-Men comics at my local library because
Nice.
they had them where they came out every month. New
Nice.
comics.
That's
So
Yeah.
awesome.
real quick, tell us which ones your dad had. Which ones did you read as a kid that got you into it?
Uh, my dad has the Shadow #1.
Ooh,
Um,
okay.
who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows. But he also
Better
has
watch
like
out.
a bunch of like Superman, like from the '70s.
Oh,
So
cool.
I read the comic where the reason why the glasses work in the Silver Age comics is because the glass in the is made from Kryptonian glass, so it emphasizes his super hypnosis.
So he people see him as Clark Kent because he's suggesting that they do.
Exactly.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
then the Kryptonian glass like affects their mental
so
state,
is
I
it
guess.
intentional or was it coincidental that he did that? Like, is he actually manipulative?
Intentional. I think he's intentional. Like he'll like hunch over and then like
Be
do
clumsy?
the hair a bit different, and like like there's ways that you can make yourself look different than yourself. So
That's true. As a character actor, I definitely recognize that. Uh, I've had once I walked off some sets, people have done a double take, be like, "Oh, that's who you really are? That's what you really look like?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've been playing a character for the last 6 or 8 hours, you know." Um, so yeah, I think people could get away with it. I mean, the more recent one was Robert Downey Jr. didn't win the Robert Downey Jr. lookalike contest,
oh.
Oh,
so
that's funny.
I think he came in
Hey,
second or third.
do you guys remember Newgrounds? Like it was like
Oh
a
yeah.
YouTube-esque thing, but there was like animation.
Okay.
And one of the animation things I remember watching a lot, there was an X-Men series by this Floating Hand Studio thing, and they would make such great comedic X-Men parodies.
Like how?
Um,
I do not remember these, but
you
wish I
don't?
did.
Oh man.
I must
Uh,
have went to Newgrounds for the Flash games. I would not. I
Yeah,
was
see,
okay.
that's
not
what I
on.
was like. I knew the name. I never watched the animations. Yeah, I was playing the Flash games.
Okay. Yeah, I never. I don't think I ever played the Flash games. I think I was only doing
Oh my god, you missed out on
like watching
so
They,
videos.
many
they were
cat
really fun.
cat launching games.
Hey, that was fun. One of the ones I went back and played a lot was where you were a robot who could duplicate yourself and like loop in time. So you do different events over and over again, but you rely on yourself being in a
Oh,
specific spot at a certain time. So it's just like
huh.
you can string together events in the future. Yeah, real fun game. I don't know why I was so addicted to it, but whenever I had free time, and then over a few years, I'd be like, I really want to play this robot game again. So
But
what kind
nothing
of
has
parodies?
Flash anymore.
Was that? Yeah. Yep.
There's no
I mean,
Flash.
R.I.P. Flash. Well, because I think so what happened is a reverse Flash from the future like struck him like the internet, and that's what made
Whoa.
it go out. Oh, that's what I heard anyway. Google had an experiment
Yeah,
that was
that makes
going good.
sense.
Yeah.
That's something Reverse Flash would do.
A
Uh,
reverse Flash.
uh,
Um, so
which is a character in the
I
Flash.
know, and only because for some reason I had to sit through one of the Flash movies because it was supposed to be fun. Um, but it was like in the deep lore of the DC universe, and it was like bringing up all this stuff that like I had to know as a nerd and I was unqualified for. Um,
This is one of the
so
animated movies.
no, it was the one with the guy who is now allegedly a pedophile or a rapist, one of those things.
Oh,
We need to talk about Max actor, um, the
yeah,
brooding whatever
Ezra
dude. You
Miller?
know who I'm talking about. Um,
yeah, as your mom.
he who cannot be named because I have a memory issue. Not because I'm trying to like not shout him out. It's just like he can't pull up his name at all. But yeah, no, it was I like it seemed to me a random sequence of events, but what I began to pick up was it was a series of callbacks to other things that I should know. So that's um, if you guys want to at one point unpack the newest Flash movie, that would be cool.
I've
But
never
you
seen
don't
it.
have to.
Oh,
But it wasn't that good from what I understand.
I did see it because I wanted to see Michael Keaton as Batman again, and I was not
Sure.
disappointed.
That was, I think, the reason that I was told to go see the movie, and I was like, yeah, that would be cool. And then it was like kind of a shout out, which was fine, but like, it's definitely touted as like him being part of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like their explanation for their multiversal like
Talking about the
world.
spaghetti strands.
Yeah, that was a little, I
That
mean, I get
that's
it. It's, kind of a good explanation, I guess, like technically, but I was just like, this just seems too like you're trying too hard to be different than the Marvel one. I feel like, like with the
yeah.
spaghetti all being together.
They might
It's,
have to do that for legal reasons. Like
Is it spaghetti or
maybe
is it strings? Or
it's
well,
string theory?
strings. It's kind of
so
strings. It's
yeah,
kind of like,
he's trying to explain like parallel timelines. But
yeah,
he's
exactly.
making food and he has a nice model for it with spaghetti. Um, and then he
Yeah.
probably expands it into strings. That might be I was thinking just of the visual. They use, Keaton to do that to be like, guys, just so you know, this is different than the Marvel universe. This is the DC multiverse.
Yeah.
In no way interconnected, although in a lot of ways you would think that they would be interconnected because it's a multiverse.
I bet some people are confused because they saw the Spider-Man Homecoming movie and they're like, okay, I saw Michael Keaton was in the Spider-Man movie, but now he's Batman. They've like never
Right?
seen Batman.
Right, of
Yeah,
course
I
not. I
just
mean, because you have to be in the years like we are to have done that or greater. It's just weird,
I would love.
experiential things that you think everybody will know, they just get put into the
Yeah,
past, and new things come along.
yeah, yeah. It's like the way that we were when we were growing up and thinking about like the '70s, like schlock or like exploitation, black exploitation, grindhouse like movies. That
Who's
I
the
mean,
black private dick who's a sex machine with all the chicks?
that's right. I mean,
Are those
like
actually
those
all the
movies.
words?
Shaft! Can you dig it? They say this cat Shaft is one bad mother. Shut your mouth. Talk about
Let's
Shaft.
talk about Shaft.
Wow,
Mostly I know that from
that is
X Files.
blaxploitation at its finest. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and see some of those movies like broke through, and then other ones like Dolomite like didn't quite. I mean, you still had them at the periphery of like pop culture, but it's like when we were coming up, those were like the movies that like were just popular enough, I guess, when they came out in the '70s that people knew of them or had heard of them, but maybe didn't like get to see them or whatever. And
Interesting. Yeah, good
now
point.
I
Good
think
point.
it's
I
like
did
now we're
see the Shaft
discovering.
movie. Like he kept his guns in the freezer so that he could put people on ice.
Yeah, I think the advent of cable like that really, because when you have like time slots to sell, you have to put something in the time slots. And so
True.
I think
True.
that made it very like possible for some movies to have like just a possibility for like a second life, because people are always ready to make some more money off of some shit that they did, years
Well, yeah,
ago.
look at cable and streaming. Is that right?
Yeah.
Like it was just the first thing, like all the stuff they could pour onto it. Now, like streaming is just there's so many things available that you can,
Yeah.
hold back catalogs you can watch.
I know, dude. Like dude, in like 20 years, there's going to be like, the fucking cult classics of the streaming age, where like, I mean, things that were like available on Netflix for like a month that nobody watched, but still somehow like got remembered, are going
Right,
to like
like something like
turn
It's a
into like,
Wonderful Life that came out and in the box office, I think barely made their money back, if that. And then
yeah,
after the war passes, it becomes this Christmas like favorite. And everyone's like,
yeah,
It's a Wonderful Life is the thing you do. Right, like it's fall. There's
right,
of course there's superhero movies coming out. There's a whole
yeah,
generation of kids who have grown up like they've grown up through the Marvel movies.
yeah. Well, and
What's up,
that's,
Francisco?
Francisco.
Welcome to Drawing with
Francisco.
Jack. Nope. We were just talking about our roots in Marvel and where we first got interested in it.
Always.
You know everybody here, Jack Haynes, of course, Aaron Cosville, myself.
Here's someone whispering.
He's like, listen, I'm on this call, but I don't want anybody to know.
Like, I'm here, but I'm not.
If you can not only, I'm gonna keep my volume really low, but also bleep out everything that I say post, and you guys will have to overdub it. I'm sorry. I was just explaining the preconditions. I should have brought that up beforehand, but I didn't think it was going to affect you guys as much. But now here we are, and I should probably address it. So, Francis, your box keeps lighting up, but we can't hear you.
Oh no. I'm actually just
There you
finagling with stuff over here.
go. Oh, okay,
Oh,
cool.
You know.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Hey, sorry about the late jump in. I was like, oopsie doopsie.
Yeah, I'm sure that you have with your hands full with everything going on in your life, job, kids, family,
There's a bit of
things going on. But we were talking about our where our roots were in comic books and like the deep lore of both Marvel and DC. Where did you first run into the world and who were your first heroes?
Really, it was around 2002. It was Spider-Man, Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay. So as a
and
movie.
it was just because it had that big of a reach. I was in freaking rural ass Mexico, and it was in the freaking movie store that was playing. I was like, if it's playing here, it must be a big deal. So from then on, I was like, Dragon Ball and Spider-Man.
Gotcha.
Nice.
So what is it about Spider-Man that makes him your man?
Well, see, especially being a little child at the time, and him being a teenager, I'm like, oh my god, he's like a grown-up kid, and he's got powers, but he's just dealing with some school stuff and superpower stuff. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then I was also kind of arachnophobic, and the Batman style, where like I use my fear. Spider-Man was kind of the same thing. He's like, I've used my fear of spiders, but it's my power too. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool. I did not even think about that. Is Spider-Man afraid of spiders, or was he? I mean,
No. That was for me. I was like, I'm afraid of spiders, but Spider-Man's powers is spider powers. Like, if I could channel spider powers, my fear, like I could have spider powers. That was my child delusion,
Yeah, I mean, if you have the powers of the thing, you wouldn't be afraid of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I'm like,
Okay,
why
I see the
are you
logic.
fighting me? I'm your homie. But I mean, also, the Spider-Man games are in the 2000s were kind of the best games around. Now, hot take. Spider-Man 2 on the GameCube and PlayStation 2 kind of define Spider-Man games, and it's for the better.
Spider-Man 2 was an amazing game.
It's beautiful.
On the PlayStation 2?
PlayStation 2 and GameCube, I'm pretty sure.
It was on Xbox Original also. I had it for
Xbox
PlayStation
Original.
2 and Xbox Original. Dude. Like the graphics on Xbox Original were like the best for sure, but it was just a very fun game. Really enjoyed it.
100%. Because now it was Neversoft or Naughty Dog. I'm ignorant.
Really?
It was
The
either Treyarch.
2018
Let me look it up real quick.
Treyarch, whatever.
Insomniac. Yeah, Insomniac.
Insomniac. That's the one.
Okay,
they're the
hell
new
yes.
ones.
Also a great studio
Which-
of the 90s and early 2000s.
Is Neversoft a game studio?
Also a game studio.
Yeah.
I mean, it
They only have
was.
a
I
hard
don't think
mode?
Yeah. Oh, fair. Good point. Good point.
hard mode.
Yeah,
Well, you
because
guys want
Neversoft-
to talk about some old Spider-Man games?
And
Like,
those are the old ones.
I to show some friends, I'm like, let me show you what I grew up with, because that also became a thing. Like, I got the Spider-Man game on PlayStation, and I was like, this is the best game ever, because it's the one game I could actually play and like kind of beat. And so that kind of played again into, I really like Spider-Man because I played this game and the movie is cool. But the Activision Neversoft, I want to say Insomniac too, but I don't think so. Activision Neversoft. That game, Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2, Enter Electro, those were formative in my childhood. So again, might be a bias to why I like Spider-Man a lot.
So Enter Electro was published by Activision?
Believe
Yes.
so.
Gotcha. That's okay. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, let me.
Now, obviously,
Yeah.
graphics aren't there because it's early for video games. So, is it gameplay for you guys that makes these Spider-Man games classic, or because in the more updated one on the PS3 or 4, swinging around the city, because I think Insomniac came back and did one of those games, but swinging around the city was a blast. Was it the same on the PS2? Was that what the draw was?
Well,
Yeah,
PS2, the PS2 one, Spider-Man 2, that was the first one that had any kind of, dynamic swinging, dynamic in
100%.
quotes.
Okay.
But, you could like shoot a web at a building and it would feel like you were swinging at an angle, like it was very, it felt very free. Versus
Yeah.
like Spider-Man, the original Activision ones that were on
The
PlayStation
Activision
1.
ones were not.
Yeah, like there was even some parts where you couldn't swing, like you
Oh,
were
no.
literally on the ground fighting. But then when you could swing, it was like literally just like swing in like one direction. Like there was no actual like it didn't feel like you were like swinging or like
Yeah.
Fair.
Are you within range? Let's see if you actually make it then. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, this is weird. So, like, the gameplay is not why I like those games.
Fair.
And
So
honestly,
what is
like,
it?
while the storytelling was super 90s, honestly, I liked them for the writing. At least Spider-Man, I haven't gone back to listen to the Spider-Man Enter Electro. But some of the Spider-Man lines would just catch me off guard because there's spoilers. It's a Spider-Man Venom team up story. And
Okay, so you're playing this at like 12 or something, right? Being like, hell yes.
Oh, younger. I was like 7.
Okay.
I was 7 years old playing this.
Hell yeah.
and,
More high pitched.
100%. Hell yeah. Venom comes in because he's like, Parker, you're doing the bad. And Peter's like, you idiot, I was in the crowd with you. He's like, huh, you're right. But then like this whole like chase is started by like Peter's just swinging in the city. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I just talked to Johnny Storm. He doesn't know what to do. Like, I'm on my own. And then Venom just shows up. He's like, Parker hates it when I catch him off guard. And then like he swings off screen, and Parker comes in. He's like, "Man, I hate it when he catches me off guard." I was like, "Wait, what am I watching, and why do I love
So
this?"
stupid. It's so good. It lands right on the nose. Hilarious.
So it's oh my god, your gameplay is pretty bad, but you got me here for 3 hours, and like I had a good time.
Right.
So I don't know, dude. Again, throwback to the 90s, thousands, where it was goofy, but it was funny. It was good. It was a fun time. Yeah. It was
Sam Raimi's Spider-Man is really goofy. That's one of the things I love about those movies. I went to see them because specifically Sam Raimi, I'm a fan of. And he did a great job.
Oh my god.
Multiverse of Madness is also a shout out to Sam Raimi.
Yes.
But
yes. Not the tangent. Yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man has gotten super serious. I mean, he was part of.
Well, that was the
Knack and
90s.
whatnot.
That was the 90s because, Spider-Man was the fun-loving, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But when comic
happened to
sales
him?
started to lapse in the 90s, so much so that, Marvel filed for bankruptcy in the 90s, and they had to sell properties. I mean, that's why so many characters are owned by different movie studios now, because Marvel optioned them for,
Marvel
like,
sold them off.
yeah, basically for bid, like people bid on them. So they wanted to get as much money as possible for them. So, but comics in the 90s were very much flagging because, those characters like Superman and Batman, and to a certain extent Spider-Man, that represented this sort of like, I don't know, this older way of looking at heroism, was just like out of vogue. And so characters like, Spawn, and the Dark Knight Batman, were like the brooding characters were getting more like they were selling better.
You're talking
and
about
they
the
were, like,
'90s rise of the anti-hero, and
Yeah.
that happened in comic books also. Okay,
and that led to some of the worst Spider-Man stories ever.
is this where
in the 90s.
Spider-Man's come from, or Spider's-Man comes from? Because that's a horrific term to take a
No, that's a
trendy
2000s
neighborhood
thing.
Spider-Man. So it's more like that one after that is where that starts to happen. Okay. So for good or for bad, how do you guys feel about Spider-Man going that way? Obviously, we know Francisco that you wanted the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, the goofball. The
I
kid
love
who's
me a
just
friendly neighborhood.
trying to juggle his homework and job and Mary Jane, who is his main thing.
Yeah.
So how do you guys feel about
I
that?
do like me. See, I think it's kind of like the yes and response. Everyone's like, "Ooh, Sam Raimi kind of went like campy dark." Like, oh, this
that's true because
freaking,
there's the whole Venom tie-in right in the second and third movies. Second movie,
Yeah.
third movie. It's
and
all one Spider-Man to me, guys. Sorry to admit.
because
Blasphemy.
I don't know what to say. That's the take we need to hear about. But Francisco, please go on.
yeah, because the Andrew Garfield ones were pretty fun. They just kind of felt like
That's fair. Okay.
they started with like too much gas and kind of ran out of gas. It's like liked what you were kind of doing.
Andrew Garfield, to me, though, he has the Spider-Man that is the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Like his Peter Parker, people have problems with or whatever. But if you notice when you watch those movies of his, when he's quipping, like he's the quippiest, like the best, like he's the funniest Spider-Man. Like he's the most Spider-Man.
Yes. And that's why I was having so much fun with his. So that's why I was like, why?
And then
why
the Sony hack.
Yeah.
What did you call it?
The Sonyverse.
The Sony hack, which so somebody hacked into Sony servers, and after the whole what was the North Korean movie called? interview or something.
Oh, right.
Arm?
Seth Rogen's movie.
Oh.
Yeah. So North Korea hacked Sony, leaked a bunch of documents.
Wait, so
Um,
allegedly it was North Korea. Is that where Francisco? Is that
allegedly
where you're
it's
coming
North
from?
Korea.
I'm pretty sure they
I
took
don't
credit
know.
for it.
This is like kind of news to me, so I'm like, oh, I'm kind of taking that in.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Oh, yeah,
Wait,
and they weren't. There was some email like they weren't happy that Andrew Garfield didn't go to some con in like South America or something.
That's familiar.
And
Yeah.
once that was released, then when Kevin Feige came in with his like deal to make uh, Spider-Man in the Marvel universe, then they got then they got Tom Holland because like everything, the drama was all out there, so they just wanted a clean slate.
Oh, gotcha. Because of the actor himself, who we're just not meeting North Koreans' demands. The North Koreans' demands.
Well, Sony's demands.
Oh, Sony's
Yeah.
demands in North Korea.
The Sonys.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
They wanted him to go to some con, and Andrew Garfield was like,
gotcha.
no.
Yeah, I didn't like see what the emails actually were. But I remember while it was happening, I was somewhat paying attention. Enough to know that they're gonna reboot Spider-Man with another Spider-Man, which sucks because I really did like Andrew Garfield. I liked that they the second movie was had a comic book accurate moment.
Which one was that?
Yes.
The
No spoilers.
Gwen Stacy, um,
The neck break.
the neck break.
Oh,
Beautiful.
wow.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Horrifyingly, hauntingly beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Because that's all you hear. It's
accurate.
It's silence for like 60 seconds, and then you just hear her neck pop. It was like, oh, beautiful.
Yeah, that was.
Damn.
Yeah, it was.
And then they do some stinky stuff, and it's like, guys, all right.
Yeah, those movies ultimately fell flat for me just because I don't know, there's something about the world that wasn't like the Tobey Maguire movies have a certain magic to them.
Yeah.
True. Same
I don't. Kirsten Dunst as Mary Jane is not my favorite for sure, but
true. I mean, I love Kirsten Dunst as a person, but I never liked her in a movie.
I don't know her as a person, so I can't even say.
Honestly, yourself in interviews. I apologize.
As Mary
I don't know Kirsten Dunst. I'm not claiming to know Kirsten Dunst. I apologize. But I mean, like when she's like generally at ease and answering questions, I'm like, yeah, she's pretty cool. Yeah. I'm sure she's very castable. But yeah, I've never liked her in a movie.
She's been funny in interviews that I've seen for sure. I just I actually watched some of Spider-Man 2 today. On my lunch break. I watched some Spider-Man 2, and that scene in the it's my favorite Spider-Man movie. But man, that scene when they're in the cafe and she's like, "Do you love me?" I'm like,
like, Peter, I know you do, but you don't need her. You don't need her, man. Gwen Stacy's like, coming in one more movie,
dude, and she's like, she's like engaged to be married to an astronaut.
For real.
I know it's J. Jonah Jameson's son, so that would give you
son. I thought it was nephew. Right. I'm totally bad at this, but yeah.
Maybe,
it could be either one. It was like he's related to your boss. Somehow that's kind of odd.
It's like
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I yucked it up there.
Yeah, no, nepotism +1. If you get married to the boss, you get bonuses.
But
Spider-Man. The Raimi verse is always going to be my favorite, even though 3 was a little weird.
Still a decent movie. I mean, it's entertaining as hell.
It's still good. It's still good. That's the thing. Because, like, I think I've watched them maybe in like the last 5 years. I don't want to say too much or promise too much, but no, they're still pretty good. They're still pretty freaking tasty to watch.
Dude, all
Popcorn
three,
eaters.
yeah, all three of the Raimi ones are definitely, 1, 2, and 3 are just fucking like
Yeah, I'll give you
start to
that.
finish watch throughs for me.
It was
Especially
it,
two. Two is my favorite actual
yeah.
Spider-Man
Oh
movie.
my god,
Yes,
Alfred
absolutely.
Molina as Dr. Octavius, Doc Ock.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
mean,
Yeah.
He was
bravo,
the
right?
best.
like
Be
Willem
the,
Dafoe as Green Goblin, peak. But then
yep.
like Doc Ock, it was like I'm pretty sure I watched it when I was 8 years old. It was my
Yeah.
first time watching like a tragic villain. I was like, oh my god,
Right, right.
everything has changed
Characters
for
in
me.
depth. Yeah,
Yeah,
hell yes.
yeah. I was like, damn, if my wife died and then like my fucking machine that's supposed to save the world just failed, I probably would do the same shit. You know what?
Yeah.
You
Right.
know what?
You never
Yeah.
know what would turn you into a supervillain.
Right.
That's true.
Like,
The villain origin
I was
story
like,
is real.
damn. So Spider-Man, the Raimi-verse, always a nostalgia watch.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um.
recently watched the '90s Spider-Man animated. I don't know if you guys watched that.
Loved it.
I mean,
Watched it
back in the
while it was
day,
happening.
back in the '90s, I did. I haven't watched them since, the '90s, I think.
Yeah, me too. But
Isn't it the Mark
also,
Hamill Joker one?
Yeah, Mark Hamill is Hobgoblin throughout the entire series.
Ah, nice.
wow, I didn't even know that.
Nice.
I think it's 3 seasons, like 20 episodes each. It's it's odd, very 90s. Let's pedal to the metal. This
Yeah.
episode we fight Hobgoblin. This episode we fight Scorpion.
How long are the
Yeah.
episodes? Like 20 minutes?
22
Yeah.
minutes, yeah.
Shit. Just pedal to the
Like
metal.
10
right?
minutes of animation,
Yeah.
like half of it's recycled, and it's brilliant.
Fair, fair, good. It's a good way to turn out a cartoon fast, right? Just use the same art,
And there's
shaded a little bit
continuity
different.
with the episodes. Like you have to watch. It's appointment viewing, because they will have part 1 through part probably like 4 or something. I don't think they ever did past that.
Yeah. They got into some of the storylines. They got into like basically every storyline, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, what if
they did.
Spider-Man mutated? What if Spider-Man became the Beyonder's herald? Like, it's nice. It's
Yeah.
nuts.
It was a cool crossover episode he had with the X-Men.
The X-Men one, like, I'm trying to like put myself through the '90s X-Men so I can watch '97.
Nice.
Dude,
Cause
97 is
I-
really good.
97
97
is
is really good.
So I'm
Because
pretty
you
excited
watched
for
the
that.
original 90s X-Men, right, Jack?
I have, yes. It was,
And you
again,
read the
it was
comic
my
book.
Saturday. Yeah, like I read the comic book. I mean, like that was one of the big things about the '90s Spider-Man, because I remember one of the big storylines that they did do, one of the like multi like episode arcs that they did was the Six Arms Spider-Man
Yeah.
story arc,
Yes.
which that was like one that was in the original comics too, that I read. So like it was like so cool to see it on the cartoon, having read like the original like '60s comics that like the story like on. So I don't know, like I felt like I was like, yeah, like
For
I
some
felt like an
reason,
old dork.
I don't have like a collection of like superhero toys, but I do have like people have given me like random toys playing this game that's called Bridge Quest, which basically it's like a tabletop that you level up a character and you fight bigger and bigger bosses and the game's continuous and you can continually build your character. Super fun. But so I've gotten a random collection of toys. Here's the segue is that the only Spider-Man figure I have is the six-armed Spider-Man.
Oh,
Nice.
I had no idea where he had
Man
come
Spider.
from. And someone was like, dude, I found this and you need to have it. And I was like, I know it's Spider-Man, but holy shit, look at all those limbs.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
we're going to talk more about
Yeah.
Marvel in a second, but let me just segue just to call it that this is a Cox and Space podcast, and you're on Drawing with Jack. Here with Jack Haynes, Aaron Cosbill, myself, and Francisco Barango from the Very Good Podcast and a stand-up in his own right. If you guys like what you're
What's up?
hearing, you
What's up?
can tune in 5 nights a week, 6 nights a week. I think it's 5 nights a week, back to 5 nights a week on the Discord, and you can find the Discord on coxinspace.com. That's coxinspace.com. You can also find all of our contacts up there if you're looking to, follow us on our Twitch, like Jack on Twitch, or if you want to find out our secret YouTubes or, follow to find the Professor of Comedy's website to like get into touch with that. It's all up there. You can look and find it. So coxinspace.com is the place to be. Because you can tune in, hang out with us in the green room before the show, hang out with us afterwards, ask questions of our guests who are on, and then keep updated with all the artwork that happens. If you guys like this episode, you can also like, share, comment, and just boost the ratings so people keep liking it. And you can also from coxspace.com, you can go to our Facebook and get on the show, talk to Aaron Cosbill, tell him about the interesting thing that you're interested in, and we'd be interested in talking to you about it. Because we've been having a bunch of guests here tonight. We're talking about Marvel because Marvel is the thing that we're interested in and about. So that's what we're talking about. So reach out to us, and we will talk more at the end of the show. But Francisco, do you want to shout out any of your socials as we're taking this little break?
Oh yeah. Catch me at Frankenspar, frankishbart.xyz if you want to check out my website.
Nice.
Nice.
So that is awesome. So we were talking Six-Armed Spider-Man and how that is a classic storyline that became part of the cartoon universe of the 90s.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Jack,
Sure
you
did.
seem the foremost expert on that. Um, what's your favorite storyline in the 90s cartoon? Like, what should Francisco be looking for, as you go through it? No spoilers, I guess, right? Because
Oh
you don't want to hear every twist and turn.
yeah, definitely the Madam Web one, which I
Ooh,
think is the final one.
Yeah.
That they did not like technically resolve. But
Yeah.
it's like the most involved one. It has like a lot of the cool like other spider people in it, and you know uh, kind of explains the broader lore of Spider-Man that had been like newly established at the time of like where his powers kind of come from, or at least where his spider sense comes from, and
is
you
it
know
not from the bite?
the
Is it from something grungier and dirtier?
well, it is from the bite, but there's like this like multiversal like web that they
Oh,
all
that's where Madam
like.
Web comes in, ties things together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the web of
um
life.
yeah, and like he can like sense it, so that's how the spider sense works,
You
is
guys
is like
want to talk about
real.
the web of life a little bit? Because that sounds really, really interesting.
Yeah, it's just like weird that it's like this physical thing, like
So not the
uh
fork.
Like the multiverse, but for Spider-Man. Uh,
Okay, so
and
they
Spider-Totem.
they realize
Yeah.
that they're connected to each other, like when they get like inspidernated or whatever, when they get the spider powers,
Yeah.
uh
they like sense each
kind
other.
of.
Okay.
Well, they can sense what they can just like sense the web of life is like everything that's going to happen in life or something. Like, I don't know, I like it's hard to explain.
Oh,
It's
okay.
hard.
You're talking about the rug, right? Or like whatever the three-dimensional space is that we're all intersecting in, that's
It's
woven
not, it's
together.
like extra dimensional.
I
It's like
think
its own
there's
dimension.
an Indian word. I think it's miasma is the word. You guys can
The
comment below.
miasma.
Is miasma? Thank you. And that's right. That's what they mean.
Oh,
Like the interconnectedness of all things.
I mean, kind of, yeah.
So they call that in the Spider Universe the web of life. So that's how he's like sensing who's in trouble is because he's getting like a ripple. Like he's literally like we
Well,
see it in some of the more recent games, like the space like bends towards him, but that's actually what's happening. Like,
it's like, it's how the sense works, and it's like more like has the same way that, like, you've seen Watchmen, right?
Sort of. I hadn't read the
Sort
comic
of.
book,
Okay.
so again,
Like
things that
the way that Dr. Manhattan is like a fourth
the blue
dimensional
guy.
being who just
Yeah.
he just like
Cool.
exists at all times. So like that's how he knows what's going to happen because he's literally living it at every moment. He just,
Gotcha.
he can see it. That's kind of the same way that the web of life works, where it's just like it's a physical thing that is in this another dimension, but somehow intersects with ours that like permeates all things, all life, everywhere in the universe,
Hmm.
and all of the Spider-Men are connected to it. And so
Okay.
that's how they know when something is about to happen because it's like everywhere at all times at once, and they're like connected to it. So yeah, it's the
That's
only way I can
interesting. And
explain
so,
it.
and that's how they're connected to each other too, because the more and more variations they get away from themselves, they start to become the instance where it's actually John Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. So there
yes.
must be a J. Jonah Jameson
It's
Spider-Man
J. Jonah
somewhere.
Jameson. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want that. So I am again just shouting it out in case anyone's like, I wonder what storyline we can execute with the new Spider-Man now we just about here. And that's what I want it to be. Is like he's actually the head of the newspaper and he's trying to catch himself and he's always laughing at his own reporters that they can't catch him.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
he's an
that
old
would be
Spider-Man
great.
who's been doing it a long time. You know what I mean? Like very experienced Spider-Man, like cleaning up his city and then calling himself a menace. Oh God. It's like I don't know if you
Oh
guys
my
have seen the meme where there's like in the Batman universe, supposedly there's like Bruce Wayne starts like a rumor that you can tell that Bruce Wayne is actually Batman because of the butts. And he
the
like becomes
blood.
this conspiracy. Have you heard this or am I no?
No,
Okay. So
this is the first
so
time.
in this universe,
But this
Bruce Wayne goes on
seems-
like talk shows and like he like posts about it all the time. It's like he's a conspiracy theorist that like he's actually Batman and he like doesn't know it. And he's like, it's the butts. You have to compare the butts. Uh, so that it
Gotcha.
becomes like like everyone's like, oh yeah, it's so funny, not even. And then so he finally catches Joker and he's gonna put him away, and then he whispers to Joker, "It's the butts," and then he walks away. Like that's like the conclusion of the joke. That's what the movie should be. Uh, so it's kind of like that.
And the Joker gets it.
Yeah. So John, J. Jonah Jameson is
Is
he's
Spider-Man.
doing that with himself as Spider-Man. Yeah. And then it's like he's like it's the butts because as he's like an old man he smokes. Yeah.
Uh,
It's all in the butt.
It's in the butts. Got these gluteus to the maximus.
Those don't lie, I tell you. Shakira even said it.
Nice. Because they don't lie. That was an interesting thing from the 90s. So I was thinking that you were going to say the Wolverine from the 90s cartoon because that's the one I caught it sparingly because it was on at my friend's house like all the time. But yeah, like that's and he obviously became like the character of the movies that kind of I don't know if it
Yeah.
what is the flagship for the icebreaker in front of a big ship. That's kind of what it did in my opinion, because the Wolverine movie came out when superhero movies weren't a thing. They were kind of trying to make it right, but like not like that, not like it is today
Um,
anyway.
yeah, the X-Men movies, you mean? Like,
Yeah, I'm sorry, the original. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it's
I
not a
mean, they were
Wolverine movie, although he's
mostly
prominently featured.
Wolverine.
I'm sorry.
Even
there
though
are two Wolverine
they
movies.
said X-Men.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I apologize. You're absolutely correct because there's a bunch of other X-Men in there too. So yeah, Francisco, you finding that you're liking the Wolverine at all, or still not your jam? Because there's Spider-Man involved.
And the Spider-Man, the Wolverine.
Well, as you're
The
working
X-Men
your way
arc?
through the X-Men, yeah.
X-Men.
Because no, I did end up liking. I sort of like the X-Men, but yeah, by secondhand because of Wolverine.
Oh, I
'Cause
gotcha.
There was a fun Wolverine game on Xbox 360.
Ah,
So I was like, you know what? I fucks with the X-Men. but Wolverine, he's my guy.
Yeah.
I like that X-Men arcade game. That was a fun game.
Is it like a beat 'em up
Where just
where
like
you play different ones?
yeah,
You can
just,
play like
where it's just like
Oh.
scrolling through. Everybody has their special mutant powers.
See, that's
plays,
what I'm
like,
thinking of. Yeah.
Austin and Wolverine, and I forgot who else.
90s beat 'em ups.
Well, so and then I
I think you
that,
can play as
that's
Magneto in that one too.
where you draw like all this stuff to you and expel it or something.
Yeah, we have to. It's.
Oh yeah, let's do it. But yeah, no, I think that's my other exposure to them too. That's why I think Wolverine is so fun because he had the claws. And so like even if you were just like leaving the arcade and gonna go pretend to do whatever, you're gonna put some sticks in your hand and be like, yeah, I'm turning some shit up. You know what I'm saying? So
Like, try me, Bob.
yeah. But Aaron, I thought maybe your guy is Beast, or are you not down with the scientist who was also?
Oh, I loved Beast. It was really cool in the animated series when he would like just break out Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Do I not believe? Like he brings out. Oh man, what is Twelfth Night?
These graphics.
The Jewish guy.
Yeah, this is going back. I mean, I love platformers.
Do I
because of
not
this kind of
bleed?
thing.
Name any big writer. He's probably quoted him in an episode.
That's what I love about X-Men
No,
as a series.
and it's Shylock.
The quirky. Oh, gotcha. Okay, but like the quirkiness of it. Like Beast is known for being, like not only strong but also smart. They're of course doing that intentionally.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I get it. This is 22 minutes. You gotta show,
right?
And they gotta say it. But
it has a very cool. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing because it's just like this is particularly who this is, so you can buy the toy.
Yeah.
Or root for the guy. You know what I mean? Whatever you're thinking.
Yeah. I like Beast for how goofy he is. I'm like 4 or 5 episodes in. Love that he's the smart one and he's doing shit upside down.
Interesting.
So anyway, I'm trying to find for this. This was like the X-Men game on the Sega Genesis where they had one of the original you know how Metal Gear Solid had stuff that you could do where you had to in the game you had to take the disc out and you had to reset the game to make it go further. This game was the first game that did that. It was one of the X-Men games on the Sega Genesis where it told you to reset the console, and when you hit the reset button, instead of resetting it, it literally made it go to the next part of the game. And it was just because it was in the game, the big crunch is happening, and to stop the big crunch from happening, you have to go outside of the universe, and that's why you had to hit the reset button on because the outside of the universe is our universe. Anyway, it was just one of the first.
Jeff,
cool.
The game's called, I think it's called Genesis, the one you're looking for, but it's from 1993. If that helps narrow the search down.
Oh yeah, no. This is
the
X-Men arcade game.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out. Reddit had that. I was looking up. Yeah, gotcha.
This is the X-Men arcade game.
Oh hell yes. Oh yeah, initially right. This is what we came in to look at because this game was super fun. I remember playing that a bunch.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's all they can legally play. They got demonetized afterwards, so they're like, "Oh, what can we get away with?" And they're like, "This 15."
Look at this widescreen playthrough.
Oh my god, yes. No, I mean, I love modern gaming for sure, but Guardians of the Galaxy was the last good beat 'em up I'd played, and they're so far and few between. That's not how you say that expression at all. But this was fun. I mean, going in an arcade and just mashing buttons with your friend.
Yeah.
Yes, a good arcade beat 'em up.
Yeah,
beat 'em up.
I will give you all the quarters that I have, or tokens, if
Mutant
forcing you to
power.
exchange it.
Now, I will say, Sentinels canonically are supposed to be larger than this, much larger.
Sure.
So.
Oh yeah, well, but yeah, no.
Yeah, that's goofy. But yeah, arcade game.
It's an arcade game, exactly.
Yeah, how are you gonna fit them?
Trask ran out of money.
Because no, yeah, like
and they're
episode
also
one.
probably using the
X-Men.
same models for animation too, right? They're kind of all built off the same thing. Yeah, that's the kind I was talking about.
Yeah. Because it's basically the same frame, and then they call different assets for like both the legs and arms and body.
Right, and different like tones and stuff, or colors rather. Yeah, these guys are powering up, man. That's like awesome.
I just love how it's just like, oh my god, are we fighting squirrels now, or no? Those are just different Sentinel robots. Oh, people are getting killed. Anyway, X-Men Arcade. I definitely lost. I definitely lost a lot of quarters playing that game.
For sure. That is a fun game. Man, memory hole that for some reason until this moment had forgotten about all the hours spent. As I'm sure like any addict at a lottery table will also tell you, they're like, we did what for 8 hours, 12 hours? What time is it? Yeah. Why am I so hungry?
Did I win?
Yeah. What is winning? I mean, there is only the light and it spins. Sorry, that's not a Marvel-related concept at all. Or is it?
Every concept is a Marvel concept.
I have no idea.
Honestly,
but also,
yeah.
shout out again to the Guardians of the Galaxy beat 'em up. Because I would like to see more beat 'em ups where the team works together and does stuff because it is super fun. Because you can play the game solo or with other people. Anybody play it?
No,
I have not.
It's worth it. Like if you like that, like
is this a new game?
It came out like
at
least in the last decade. But yeah, it was on the PS. What's the new one? 5? It was on the PS4. 5? Yeah.
Cool.
And it basically like sets up the movies and then brings you like through like concepts of the movies, but like is its own story within that, which I totally appreciated. And then you get to level up all the characters individually, so you can have different powers as you go into like, and it's basically beat 'em ups. Like you're on all these different things, and then all your teammates can team up together in different ways to have different power combinations. It's very flashy and like explodey all over the place. Like like things that sparkle. That's the nerve that it hit. Yeah. Was it?
Sparkle, I like.
Sparkle, yeah, exactly. So if you're like into a game like Kingdom Hearts, like I love Kingdom Hearts because it sparkles. That's they did that, and it's like, but it's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Style.
Yeah, you can go through all the different styles they have too, because it's like the ones they did like the movie skins, but also you can unlock like the comic book skins and like different types of the Drax, and so you can play different combinations of them too. Yeah, the game's literally just called Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I think this is on. I think this was I subscribed to PlayStation.
That's where I got it.
Yeah,
that's where I got it.
Yeah,
because I wouldn't have gotten it otherwise. But I think it was like a free one, or maybe it's still free if you have PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, probably.
If you have a long weekend over like a holiday, you could probably play through that title in that time, and you'll come away probably just having a blast. Because it is. It's just a blast, dude. I played it twice, and the only games I played twice is Ratchet and Clank. Like I will play it. Yeah, I'll play it, and then I'll get to the third time. I'm like, should I play it again? I'm like, no, there's more Ratchet and Clank titles you have to play. So like that's against me.
Right.
Yeah, like that bender. But seriously, yeah, no, like as soon as I got to Guardians of the Galaxy, I played Guardians of the Galaxy Plus because I wanted to replay the story and be more powerful. So can't
okay.
I'm not a government or a Marvel Disney placed shill. I just had a really fun time.
Sure.
We don't have that endorsement money yet, but Disney, we're here, pitching ideas left and right. I've got you a Spider-Man movie that's starring J. Jonah Jameson, and he is Spider-Man, and it's set in the Raimi universe, and it's hilarious. So
The Raimi verse.
Get J.K. Simmons.
Come on, we got Raimi Spider-Man, we got Raimi
Yeah, and so
Doctor Strange.
his unwitting reporter is Andrew Garfield, who is not Spider-Man, but he's just like a reporter who's trying to catch Spider-Man. So he is the nemesis, but he's just like a cool guy who's quipping. So I mean, this spitball keeps rolling to be better and better. As all.
Yeah. J. Jonah Jameson does reject the symbiote, though, and it does bond to Peter Parker, though. But he's more like an Eddie Brock.
So I like this.
Disgruntled and angry, and he becomes Angry Venom.
So he begins to realize that it's all it's a joke, like he's the butt of a joke, right? Like that he might actually be Spider-Man, and he's laughing at everybody, and he's being made, and then that's when the symbiote gets him and he gets super mad. Yeah, this is a nice twist, and I think that Sam Raimi would have a fun time playing that evil side of it.
And we get to see Peter with the symbiote again, which I think a lot of people would like.
So, and Andrew Garfield never got to be a symbiote, right?
No.
Oh no, I don't think so.
Do you think that he would have a fun time playing it? Like, is he like capable of doing?
Sure.
And also, is Venom still owned by the Disney Empire? Like the ones that are
he's
more recently, those are those.
Right?
Oh, so they'd have to get it back to do those movies.
Yeah. Like the Venom movies are all Sonyverse.
Yeah,
gotcha. That's why they're like more like gritty.
Guys, check out the chat.
Pull that up real quick.
See the chat.
Bring it up.
Yep.
Oh.
Yee. What is it?
Is that J. Jonah
Jameson? Like,
no, it already exists. This could
Spider-Man
totally be a movie.
Great work, Parker. I'll be there in 5 minutes. This is like an AI creation because look at his left hand. Look at our right, his left hand. He's it says thwup. Oh no, it does say thwip. It does say thwip. Sorry, but look at his hand. Like he's not doing the thwip. He's not doing the Spider-Man thing. It's
that's true. His left hand
is
not doing the same thing as his right hand.
He's like this. He's like thwup.
Yeah. So the fun time.
Thwupping over here.
It might be AI. It may not be.
That's
has me thinking it might be.
I don't see like weirdly blurred lines. But yeah, that would.
He has the right number of fingers.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything is. It does look like it was not drawn.
That's
possibly.
Aaron's the research guy on this podcast to make sure.
Yeah, I mean, like,
so we got to find.
Surely we're not the only people who had this idea.
Right? No, of course not. Right? I just can't believe it's not a movie.
Not.
Like I just want it to be a movie. Like I don't want like credit for the idea. I just want to watch it. Like in the theaters. Well, Sam Raimi's still alive, and Marvel movies are fantastic, and I think this idea of bringing back, like one of the favorite, Spider-Man as a Venom would be a very cool twist. Oh no!
J. Jonah Jameson with the Venom symbiote.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
like
that would be crazy.
No, absolutely not. Dude. Also, if we could get
the Venom symbiote would make J. Jonah Jameson into like Alex Jones on steroids,
See, and this is
the other reason why I want this. He loses the bugle for like a week, and that's why he takes the Venom symbiote off.
But like, I want to see J.K. Simmons do Spider-Man though. Like, while he's still.
That's what I was about to say. Where's my J.K. Simmons Spider-Man?
Like,
it would be interesting.
He might be, too old at this point. Like, why he probably in his 80s.
J.K. Simmons is in like
do an action movie.
Dude, J.K. Simmons is ripped, dude. He's in better shape than I'm sure dudes that are like half his
better shape than me. Definitely.
But also respect to the fact that he's like twice my age. You know what I mean? Like doing an action movie is tough on young actors. You know what I mean? So like, just strenuous shooting schedules and constant running, as Tom Cruise has shown. But I guess he's a little younger, but I guess he does it. Okay, so if J.K. Simmons has good cardio, I'll give him that he could probably do Spider-Man. I mean, ripped is one thing, but do you think he does good cardio?
Uh,
Mm,
why do I feel like he does? Like, why am I thinking that I heard some story from like an interview that he did that he does like biking or he does some kind of cardio every day.
Okay, cool. Like, yeah, like he's like, I'm regularly a marathon runner. I'd be like, okay, cool. Yeah, he could do, like, he'd be up to doing a Spider-Man. Because even the more recent one, who for some reason, every time I think of the word Spider-Man, it's always Tobey Maguire. But that's not who the more recent Spider-Man was.
That is who Spider-Man is.
He always
That's the
will
only
be.
Spider-Man.
Everyone
that
is a
my
fake
Spider-
afterwards.
Not
But
my
yeah,
Spider-Man.
but the
But
more recent one, yeah, he said it was just, like it is just hard work. There's for him especially. There's so many acrobatics involved because he's capable of doing it,
Yeah.
but he's also 25 or whatever.
right,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
he was a dancer
25, and
and a
it's still a
gymnast
lot.
too.
Like, damn.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, like as like an 8-year-old man, like just because your ligaments might be more prone to snapping and stuff like that. I wouldn't want that for my man just because I want to see the movie. But oh, I see. Aaron, you must have just Googled the same thing I did, which is J. Jonah Jameson as Spider-Man. Because that's one of the
Yeah.
pictures that comes up.
Yep, that's all I did was Google that. It seemed like a simple Google thing.
Damn, you were so smart sometimes, man.
It just seemed like
But the internet is, and I can search the internet for
And you're
smarts.
capable of using it. Yeah, exactly. So, guys, what do you think about this? I mean, like, as a casual observer of the Spider-Man franchise, the fact that when it reboots, we always have to see that parents and grandparents die or whatever, aunt and uncle. Um,
You're
like, how do you feel? Is that always in the way in the comic book too? Like every time there's a new Spider-Man, you have to watch the aunt and Uncle Ben die, and
It depends. Like they'll reference it at the very least because they don't necessarily have to
because it's not
show
Spider-Man
it
without
every
trauma,
time.
right?
Yeah,
Like there's no Batman
but that's
without trauma.
pretty
yeah. I
much.
can't
like
imagine seeing a Batman movie and not seeing his parents die in an alley.
You know what I'm saying? Like even like I was playing the video game, like I was saying, it was super fun. But then again, you're like I'm like, oh cool, the aunt's still alive, but like, nope.
just wait a movie or two.
And you're
'Cause,
like,
yeah, that
oh
was
man. Yeah, same thing with
that was
again.
a reference in the Spider-Verse. It's like, no, everyone's got a canon event where someone,
Yeah.
generally the captain, dies in your life. It's like, huh?
Huh?
Yeah.
Generally, captain, right? Yeah. Canon events, things that have to occur. Right. That they're crossing into our universe.
Hmm.
All right, so guys, what do you think are like the least shouted out, like Marvel characters? Like you're like, yeah, they're the underdog. I like them, but like nobody likes them but me.
Uh,
I mean, because there's a lot of them.
That sounds how
Yeah,
funny.
sure.
Yeah, there's a lot. And so there's just a lot that like we don't.
I mean,
It's like,
I don't
well,
I
know.
mean,
why even
if,
think about it?
I mean, it feels like nobody likes Cyclops,
Okay, that's
especially
fair.
writers.
He's kind of a dick.
he's like very shouted out though. He's like
Okay.
very
He is
Yeah.
shouted out,
For how
and
much
he's
he's a dick.
amazing in X-Men '97.
Oh
So
my god, no
Okay.
one ever talks about Cyclops.
I mean, they do talk about him, but they don't say nice things. Uh,
He is kind of
Oh,
an
he's a good
asshole, but his powers are so cool. They're concussive blasts.
Yeah, that's kind of the reason that like I don't like him personally is because it feels like the only reason you'd be nice to him is because he could just flip the visor at any second.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's like no safety on that guy. Like if he was like drunk and been like, you know what? Fuck you. And just like blam.
You know, that's a fucking problem.
Right.
that's most mutant powers.
Yeah. All right, fair. Maybe there should be a law that makes mutants be put on leashes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, some
Here,
sort of
here's my
rugged
here's my
trait
pick.
Those
so we know who they are and what their powers are.
Here's
Right.
my pick is the New Warriors.
Okay.
Um,
The whole team.
I mean, they're not shouted out. Like, they
That's
haven't
fair.
made their way into like any like Marvel stuff that's been like out like really like ever.
The only
They
reason I
might
know
have
that they
been.
exist is because they have a Munchkin deck that has them in it.
Uh,
Yeah. So like,
um,
so tangent.
yeah, like Speedball is my favorite. I like the character Speedball. He basically like just like controls like little energy balls that can propel him at like super speeds. They can move at super speeds, and he can like hit you with them.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
actually pretty cool.
yeah.
Jack,
Speedball.
how do you look at a white background all the time? That doesn't like burn your
I
eyeballs out?
don't. I don't like. I try to have dark mode on for like most things. Like you
I
can see
gotcha.
like you
For
can
when
see
you
the like
feel
dark.
edgy, I
Yeah.
got
Well,
dark
see,
mode on.
I think I have to be like log. Okay, see this. See,
Oh,
it doesn't
yes.
like
Gotcha.
keep
But
my system setting is dark mode, but it
gotcha.
doesn't like take my system setting on Wikipedia.
Yeah, I have one that I have to
But
keep
yeah,
resetting too. I'm not sure what is going on. It's kind of a pain. Yeah, that's anyone else? Aaron, are you a white background screen or a dark background
All the
screen?
time.
White
The
background screen.
default, the status quo is the way to go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Francisco,
100%. 100%. I prefer
what
dark.
dark background?
yeah,
Yeah, like I just when
Yeah,
you look at
yeah.
the screen for so long, in my opinion, yeah, my eyes are like, dang, dude. After a while, it's just so bright. It's like looking at a light. Uh,
yeah,
You have to
and,
let the light in.
no, I mean like yeah, like
yeah.
looking
You really
directly
don't.
at a lamp. So that's what we've evolved into. We are the new mutants who absorb energy and information through a lamp. Um,
Yeah.
so, my favorite under shouted out, I believe, I don't know a whole lot, but is Nightcrawler. Because I
Yeah.
think it's a cool idea that
I'll
a
take that one.
demon was like, yeah, I'll be a good guy. And like
Yeah.
I feel like he has really good character design. Just from all the Nightcrawlers I've come across, I'm like, yeah, I think I had a toy of him too. It's fun. Where X-Men was trying to do like a bunch of distinct characters that you recognize immediately. One for brandability and toy making, but also for the cartoons that are really short. Yeah, that's my guy right there. Blue and black, three toes, a weird tail. He's running up a wall or something. It's like,
Running up to the wall.
you know what I'm saying? Like he's just,
No.
or he'd be like lurking in a corner, like up in the upper corner. Yep, Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler.
Not to be confused with the Jake Gyllenhaal movie, which is about a reporter who is trying to get the scoop and will do it and won't stop at any cost. It's an okay movie. Jake Gyllenhaal's all right. Francisco, what's your that's an aside for you guys. What's your undershotted out Marvel or X-Men specifically, I guess is where we're going with that. I guess the bigger one too.
Oh, shit. No, that's what I'm trying to think. Because now it's kind of like, are they even undershouted out? Because now there's a lot of cool Marvel characters and Marvel rivals,
Oh, good point. Okay,
and like,
yeah, they're in a place where they should be. That's a very modern
yeah,
yeah, because you can have as many heroes in different costumes as you want.
because you can get so granular with it. Because again, very biased. I love me the Spider-Man series, and being a Raimi verse boy, I love me Venom a lot.
Right.
And so a lot of the Venom, there's like 5 spin-off Venom characters. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Yeah,
So like the Venom verse, because oh my god, then that becomes a whole storyline. Because then, spoilers, no spoilers. Eddie Brock basically becomes immortal because he is the best Venom host, and Venom.
In black.
Yeah. Love. I need to get my hands on a hard copy, but I keep listening to a couple people talk to it, and I just keep looking at the art. I'm like, one day I'll get it for myself.
So I guess I'm not understanding how Marvel Rivals works. I thought it was like a Mortal Kombat type of game. Is that not right? Like
Oh,
It's
player.
more like Overwatch. It's more like an
yeah,
Overwatch. More like a
So
you
how do
know,
you categorize
third person.
Overwatch?
It's like a what is it called? Like a hero game.
yeah. It's got a specific name, but yeah, a hero fighter
Okay,
sports
Yeah,
game.
because
gotcha.
it
So
has multiple perspectives.
you're taking on different missions and accomplishing goals and stuff.
Well, no, it's like your team of I think 5 people. I think it's 5 on 5. Your team,
S-
it might be
might be
4 on 4. It might be
six,
six on
six, six.
six.
I think it might be 6. It's been a
Um,
minute since I've been playing, but yeah.
but two
Uh,
teams of 6 will get put on one map, and they'll all be made up of different heroes that each person picked,
Okay,
and they have different move sets. So someone may be a first-person shooter type, someone may be, casting spells in third person, someone may be healing in first person. But you're basically trying to use your abilities competitively to your team's advantage to kill the other team essentially,
right, gotcha.
wipe them off the map.
Yeah, kind of. There was it's like a melee, right? Like you're talking about classic like 007. The thing that made
Kind of.
007 fun to play.
But you're not
Um,
just shooting.
but
Like there's spells,
yeah,
there's
I see.
healing.
It's become a word
yeah, you got
game.
melee
That's cool.
characters, you got shooter characters, you got weapon characters.
You know.
So that's really cool. So then now you're playing as Venom, uh, probably as a fighter character, right?
He's a tank character
Fair.
actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Glasses.
The bigger fighter.
Spiderman is a fighter character.
Fair.
Yeah, no, there's tank, fighter, and healer. And I don't know, man. The game's actually showing me some new characters I didn't know there were. Cause there's Luna Snow. I didn't know she was like brand spanking new. She's like from 2019. I'm pretty sure a mutant. But I was like, hello.
Mutant.
I would have got muted.
How
I was
big
like,
is the
guys, hold on.
roster of characters, of playable characters then? Because every time I turn around, someone's mentioning that they've dropped another set of
yeah.
characters.
Like I think it's every 2.5 months or every 2 months. It's another half of a season, and so it just went into 3.5,
Okay.
and so like uh every turn of the season, so like 3.5, they're gonna drop a new character. So
Okay,
when
just
they dropped, it
one.
was like
Gotcha.
34, and now we've got like 38, maybe 40.
Okay. Wow. So a lot of, and they're obviously distinct in their powers, so you can't quite predict because some people are playing new characters that you haven't seen yet, or you don't have a lot of experience with.
Yeah, there's kind of like kinda same as these controls. It does come down to like, oh, this character's powers work this way, so this one's a little bit different. So it becomes in the nuance more so.
Gotcha.
Can I play as the Living Tribunal?
Not yet.
Not yet.
You can
Maybe
play.
one above
So
all.
broken.
You can play as Adam Warlock, and that's basically
That's the
the one
closest.
above
Yeah.
all. Like I don't know what you want, man. Like we
Yeah,
got Adam Warlock
I
himself.
just want to be all powerful.
You could be
Like,
golden.
I
Even
want
better.
like I would want to just be Franklin Richards. As,
That's
like, as
what
an
I've
adult.
been shouting into the void. I'm like, okay, cool. We just got Ultron. We actually just got Phoenix. So honestly,
Oh gosh, how do you get Phoenix? That's like
Phoenix!
cosmic.
it's basically just Jean Grey.
Okay,
Little
just
baby Jean Grey. She's pretty cool. She's basically a little JoJo's character walking around with the Phoenix Force right next to her.
Okay.
So nothing too crazy. I'm like, oh, this is kind of because that's the whole thing too. The whole like meta story of Rivals is that in an alternate meta universe, Galactus's daughter needs all these superheroes to fight for reasons to help her. So that's why. So it's all like multiverse characters, so that all these specific characters can be in the same place doing the specific things they're doing.
Isn't
So like,
that what you considered one of the possibilities of what they're doing with this phase in Marvel? Is that Galactus is probably collecting the heroes as like gemstones?
I've heard this theory, and whoever says this, I need them to listen to me while I hold your hand, and I'm going to tell you, no.
Mhm.
Galactus would
explain.
never
Gotta
do
catch them
that.
all.
Galactus would never do that
And
because
why not
Galactus'
specifically?
main thing. So, like,
What
okay,
about the
hold.
collector? Would the collector
Yes,
do that?
the Collector would do that, but not
There you go.
Galactus. Now let's step back from Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Let's talk fucking Galactus and the Celestial verse. Check it
Yeah.
out. Check it out.
Okay.
So hold the fuck on. We're about to fucking talk some shit. Because Galactus, let me tell you some fucking origin story. He's supposed to be this one dude, Gallon. He was just some mortal dude. He was the last of his fucking universe's everyone. And so like his species was like the only sentient and like scientifically like advanced enough to like try to stop the big crunch instead of like the big tear that we're experiencing, the big crunch.
Gotcha.
And so like
And
they
then he
were trying
merges
to
with his own universe.
merges with his own universe. Big Bang happens. He survives it, but
Oh.
now he's Galactus. And his purpose is to go around eating planets that sustain sentient life because celestials go around the universe impregnating planets with celestial seeds.
Wait, time
And
out.
once
Is that
those
what the father is in Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
technically, yes, he is a celestial.
Okay.
He was doing his own little shebang.
For sure. Okay, so that's what they're introducing. I'm sorry to put the brakes on that. Please keep going. I never understood why that storyline existed. It was well explained,
Oh,
but
yeah, that
I didn't
was
know why. But
yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
So,
like
so you're saying
side
that
tangent.
Galactus would never collect all these heroes because
Not like that. No. Like he definitely gets heralds. The Silver Surfer. He'll definitely go around collecting people. Like my herald is no good anymore. How about you? And it's like, sure. Like
Okay.
there's been a couple times. I think at one point Spider-Man was Herald of Galactus. At one point Hulk was Herald of Galactus.
So is Galactus? He's generally depicted as being like the biggest being. Is he like larger than a planet?
I don't
He can
believe
adjust
they're
the
supposed
size.
to. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're metaphysical. They're
Gotcha.
not necessarily bigger than a planet, because like if they're gonna, okay, because again, we're starting to go into like some deeper lore, because they do have physical bodies and they can like show themselves, and so like when they're like physically somewhere, they kind of tower above cities.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
but then they're weird because then in the MCU they got Tiamat that was being born off of Earth, and then again, like side tangent on the Eternals, they're all like, no, we like the Earthlings. They're kind of good. This is a sanctuary of superheroes on this planet. Let's save the planet, turn it into titanium or no
Oh,
adamantium.
interesting.
That's the whole MCU, but Tiamat looks enormous, like continent towering. Like multiple mountains tall. So that I was like, okay. So in the MCU, are we this big, or are we also like kind of showing that like as Tiamat was being born, like its physical body was this size, and that was turned into adamantium? But then, like again, it's like trying to make sense of concepts, because that's what the Celestials are supposed to be. Fucking like getting further into it, like chaos and order is a Celestial.
Oh, really?
Infinity, eternity. If you watched Thor: Love and Thunder, you see, I'm pretty sure, eternity at the very end. Spoilers, no spoilers.
Oh, is that who
Well,
slices?
if you watch the Eternals too, there is
Yeah.
a celestial in that movie that shows up at the
Yeah.
end.
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
and
Like
they're
the
all they're
celestial
like
is coming out of the earth. They're all like, no, we're gonna
No, I'm talking about the one that comes to
another
talk
one.
to.
It's been so
Yeah.
long. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
something to judge.
Yeah,
Oh.
comes
See,
at
I
the
need to
end
rewatch
and
it.
is like just out. Is just like, I mean, everyone in the entire world can see them. I mean, he comes and fucking clouds move when he arrives at Earth, and he's so huge. He's like looking down at the Earth like this, like, you know, like this is the Earth. He's like looking down at the Earth, like,
Wait, celestially enormous. Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
So
Um,
that's the thing. I'm like,
they're
okay, maybe
coming
we're
from
going this approach in the MCU.
which approach?
This whole they're enormous compared to
yeah.
planets.
Gotcha.
We're
Okay, gotcha.
generally, and then again that it gets weird. There's like celestials and then super celestials, where Galactus kind of falls under.
And there's just cosmic beings that
Yeah,
are not
yeah.
celestials, like
Yeah.
Oblivion, Eternity. Those are just cosmic beings. They aren't necessarily
Are
celestials.
And see, there's so many and like so many differences. It's like,
What's the distinction between a cosmic being and a celestial, Aaron?
I think purpose.
Okay.
Like celestials are like a group of cosmic beings with a purpose to seed life into planets.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I see. Okay, that is a great
Whereas
distinction. It's like
cosmic
that's what I was
beings
trying to touch on
have
earlier.
their own purpose. Like Galactus's purpose is to like consume and destroy. Or
as you do.
infinity is like the concept of time. No, that's eternity. Anyways, there's a
It gets weird. Either one could be right.
yeah, it gets yeah. But we are in the last 15 minutes of the show.
Nice.
Oh, shizzle.
And thank you for calling that out. I was looking for the out for that one, which is great. So if you guys have some wrap up thoughts for Marvel in general, Jack, any comments that you think about what we've covered today?
Yeah, people like to rag on comic books, like to rag on Marvel, because Marvel's changed the landscape of cinema.
Mhm.
And it's is I'm not gonna sit here and try to defend Marvel movies. They're not great movies from, like, an art standpoint, like,
Yeah.
the art of cinema. But they're entertaining movies, and
Yeah.
they're movies that carry on the tradition of heroism. Heroes are something that people have made in stories since time immemorial, and it serves a very important purpose in the human experience. It's important to have heroes. It's important to have representations and archetypes of how we understand ourselves, our duties, and I think most importantly, like our potential, like what we can aspire to or what we can rise to if the conditions are met. And a lot of people put down Marvel movies, comic book movies, but I think that they're extremely important because they help us to see what our moral potentials are and what our, um, you know, just like, I don't know, like the things that we like can't get away from sacrificing. Like no matter what our potential is, like there's just some things we can't. like that we're going to have to sacrifice in our life, like the choice between love and duty, just as an example.
Right.
And I think those are explored very well in a general idealized way in comic book movies where it's approachable by any age, and you can kind of get a better sense of what kind of person you are and what you believe, and help anchor you to pursuing those beliefs, or changing them or whatever. But I think these movies are important. I think the stories are important, and I love comic books. I hope people keep reading them.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, and they should be. I mean, every one of us have mentioned like our why we're drawn to comic books. Um, and that was because,
Drawn to comic books.
it's a story that resonated with us. Aaron, do you have some thoughts? And
Oh, I
thank you for
said drawn
coming
to
up.
comic books.
Drawn to
Uh,
comic books. Haha. Nice. Everyone's drawn to comic books. But do you have some thoughts on Marvel and
yeah. It you find if you can find heroes relatable, then you can see the hero inside yourself and what you can do.
sorry. That's okay. Yeah, that's fair. Um, right, like the new Superman movie, everyone says is inspiring them to hope. Um,
Yep.
right. Batman says, in spite of tragedy, we carry on. Uh, Spider-Man, for most all of us, is it's okay to be a goofy little dude. You can still, rise to the occasion and
With
save the day.
with
Yeah.
great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, exactly. When you know a thing, you're responsible to do a thing. I think that's an important thing to share.
Yeah.
Francisco?
Final thoughts on Marvel.
Oh, just yeah.
Uh, shoot. I love me a fun little escapism, and coming back to Spider-Man. I always love, especially with a game. I love feeling like Spider-Man swinging through the city.
Yeah.
Run like all you got is a little apartment and it's raining outside. It's a good time, and that's what I like Marvel for. They give me a good time when you need it, and then they get a little real when you need it. So I love them for that.
Yeah, I want to close on this conversation because Jack, I appreciate that you brought it up because I think there's a dichotomy as all of us as artists we have to like talk about and think about, um, which is this in particular, and I'd like to hear what you guys' thoughts are. Um, Art is, we hold it to high esteem, and we say that there's a line to it. Um, but we all go to Marvel when we want to be entertained, and they've mastered the art of entertainment. Agree, disagree.
I
That's
mean, they've been around since like the 40s, 50s. I'd
That's what
hope
I'm
so.
saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they're an
Very timely.
establishment. Right.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I think the Homeric epics and a lot of world traditions mastered the art of entertainment. I think we've refined that understanding throughout, just the rest of human history.
so
Um,
gotcha. They're echoing it. So
yeah,
that's
for sure.
that's why we're drawn to it. The echo of
Yeah,
these great tales.
yeah. That's why, I mean, it should just be like a critical understanding thing that like these stories are, you know, kind of necessary, and they should be critically looked at just the same way as everything else, and they should be understood that like they're trying to be a pay on to the past and understandable by everyone. So they're broad strokes, and definitely not any kind of exemplar of like refined taste, so that people understand that your taste should not stop at Marvel. And that's why I kind of hesitate when you say that they've like
Fair,
mastered. It's
fair.
just like, I mean, I love comic books, and like I read comics, and like I think everyone should, but I think if your tastes stop at comics, like I think that you should like push yourself, because it's like, I mean, those things are meant to be there as a good direction towards some of the best stories that you can
Yeah.
understand.
Right.
I think that they give you that, and they continue to refine themselves. So there are always better comic book stories to read. And that's exciting because it's its own medium that like provides its own kind of dopamine hits or whatever, however you want to put it. But it's just like like everyone should understand that. Like, I mean, comic book stories, they're just not. Like you should move on to literature, Shakespeare, like
So okay, so I was making like a support of what I thought your argument was, but your argument it
yeah.
really is that comic books are not literature; they're only
No,
entertainment.
I mean they are, but they're comic books. They're like a visual medium as well as like a story medium. Yeah, I don't know. Like there's a lot of artistry in comic books, obviously, I believe, but you know, it's just it's like if somebody wants to really understand like how impactful comics are, you have to like kind of realize that they exist at their own level of like there's some really heavy like comics trying to be literature, like Sandman. Like
Sure.
Sandman is like
Or
comic books trying to be literature,
or
and those are
Mouse.
great comic books.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's different, like it's just not. I don't know. I'm talking a lot, so I'll just.
yeah. Francisco, do you have some thoughts, either pro or con? Either way is fine. What are your thoughts?
Oh no, I do see where he's coming from because I do agree. It is kind of like low level. I would kind of say like I can't find the word. Because yeah, you don't want to just live your life only reading comic books. Is I guess what he's also trying to say.
It should
Right.
be
I mean,
gateway literature.
there is more.
Yeah, it's where you
gateway literature.
start. It's gonna
That's
be where you
funny.
start and end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always found it
Because
to
again,
be
yeah,
halfway
there's
between a book and a movie. It's where the two of them meet, right? So it doesn't have to be all your imagination.
yeah,
But you do have to get some brain activity out of it.
I mean,
yeah,
I feel like comic books are imagination exercise. Like they like work the muscle of imagination so that they can like you know be greater. Like I mean, comic books for me like were always like I see something on the page that kind of like sparks my imagination. Like, wow, that looks so cool. And then in my mind, it starts moving. It starts changing colors. It starts growing. It becomes something like greater. And that's like a great thing that I always felt with comic books, where it's just like it gave me like a great visual reference to kind of like jump off of and kind of like grow inside of my own head. Like I spent so many afternoons on my bed reading comic books, like taking large breaks to just stare at the ceiling and imagine what's happening between the panels, just like all the crazy shit.
Yeah.
So
That's
And
awesome. Is
honestly,
that
comics have been a great way for me to connect with my dad. So like
hear
it's
that
they're
for sure.
they're really good in that way.
that's awesome. That was actually going to be my question. Francisco, you're the one who has kids. Which comic books are you going to pass down to them or recommend that they read when they get of age? Or one of them is of age, right?
I mean, they're 4. I don't know when they can start reading. Yeah, he
Okay,
doesn't
I
really
got you. I'm sorry. I think it's
I have to read it
mid-teen.
before.
Gotcha. Not yet.
No. That's tough. I might throw them into like original Spider-Man. I don't know. The libraries carry that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. Shouts out your local library. They can find out whatever they got
Out of
because
the
they do
library.
got
Which we
they do
yeah,
got
we found
a
out that that's
decent
where the comic
collection.
book for you guys too. That's where it came from, right? Local library had access to it.
Of the library.
So that's awesome. So you say original Spider-Man for you. And you guys saying Jack, Aaron, your recommendation for a first time person getting into comic books?
Superman's a great place to start, in my opinion. Some old Superman comics. Um, I started Spider-Man and X-Men, and yeah, Spider-Man's great. X-Men are great. Archie comics too. Like I think Skip, you said that you had Archie comics at your library. Like
Yeah.
a lot of cartoons that got turned into Archie. Sonic the Hedgehog actually was a great
yeah.
Archie comic for a long time. I used to spend my lunch money to buy Sonic the Hedgehog comic books.
Hell yeah. Yeah. All right. Fun artwork.
So
Yeah. Aaron, what's your single most recommendation or selection for a new start?
For a new start, man, I guess Spider-Man's a really good place to start. Well, I mean, I love Superman, but
Right.
Marvel-wise, it's going to be Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Cool. Guys, that we are out of time, which I'm glad that we're here together. Fun talk about comic books. Francisco, thank you for being here with us.
For
You
sure.
guys want to shout out
Thanks
your
for waiting
socials
for
real
me.
quick?
The Frankish Bar, frankishbart.xyz for my website. Shoot, this isn't coming out tomorrow. No. Check me out on the Metro, Detroit.
Nice. Okay, yeah, it won't be coming out tomorrow. Aaron Cosbiel, professor of comedy.com for all his upcoming shows. And
Yeah.
Jack Kane, Capasso TV. Yeah, on Twitch. So thank you for joining us tonight. This is Skip Marazzi, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Oh yeah.
Have a good night.
yeah.
Good night, y'all.